Three, two, one, action. Welcome back to episode 24 of As Seen on Screen. I'm Nicole.
And I'm Gracie, and this is your source for entertainment news, reviews, interviews, and more.
You can find us wherever you listen or watch your podcasts on Spotify and YouTube. But welcome back, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today on the podcast. We have a ton to talk about, which we're both very surprised because we are filming this episode like 2.5 days after we filmed last week's episode. So we're very surprised. We've accumulated so much news in just few days. But to kick it all off, Shawn Mendes announced an exciting announcement for anyone who is not able to attend his friends and family show in person. He is doing for friends and family only, a live concert film with a limited theatrical release, I believe for one night only on November 14th, which is the day before the album comes out.
He did push back his album a month, we learned. I
Yeah.
totally did not even click into that when I saw that the film was coming November 14th, and then he said the album was coming the next day. It was originally supposed to be in October, but it's been pushed back a month just for, I'm assuming, this whole concert film and promo to go along with it. So we'll see. But as we said in last episode, we love when celebrities save us a little bit of money by putting their concerts on streaming or in theaters for a way cheaper price than what we have to fight online for.
Makes it much easier than having to fight the Ticketmaster war. So much appreciated.
I mean, it's definitely not the same experience, but at this point,
Oh.
we're struggling with money. So we take what we can get.
So thank you, Shawn Mendes. I'm excited to watch this film.
Yes, going into the world of celebrities too, Dancing with the Stars, week 4 was deadly. I don't know. I personally haven't watched Dancing with the Stars like on TV for a few years now. I watch it like a normal person on TikTok because it's so much easier to watch just the dances on TikTok than to watch an entire episode with commercials and the intros every week. So, that being said, I am heartbroken by this week. We had a double elimination, and I know Nicole's also upset about this, along with a large majority of people on TikTok. But Reggie got let go, and that's
Let
such a
go. He
disgrace.
was fired.
He was fired. I feel like this was such a disgrace because this man was trying so hard with his limited movement, and he was just pulling in the hearts of everyone. I can't even say in America, everywhere, globally. And I'm so upset that I will not be getting him and Emma content every single week because
Oh.
he tried so hard. And I feel like there should be, if there was ever a participation medal, this man deserved it.
It's true. He tried so hard. But we are filming this before episode 5 comes out. So we've seen the first 4 episodes through TikTok because I'm like Gracie and I haven't watched Dancing with the Stars in quite a few years. But my TikTok keeps me informed perfectly every single week. So I really appreciate TikTok doing the hard work and bringing me the news that I want to see with this show. But so we are talking about episodes 3 and 4, which had their back-to-back last week. But I have to say, I was very impressed by all these dances for the hair metal night for episode 4. I mean, they all killed it. I love Joey. I think Jen is doing a great job too. I love Chandler. I because
I am not surprised that she is a phenomenal dancer. Like, I had a
oh,
feeling going into this season, I was like, she's gonna kill it. She's gonna be within either winning or second place.
but I do have to agree with a lot of people in saying that I feel like the judges are not like for day 4 of this competition or dance 4, whatever. She got 8, 8, 9, and 8. I think they deserved way more nines than that. Personally, their dance was so hard. She was in heels. She was killing it the whole time.
I don't know. I've
Whatever.
heard rumors that within the first 5 weeks, they try not to give nines or tens, um, which makes no sense to me. Like, if they deserve it, give it to them. Come on.
Yeah.
Also, Gene Simmons is under a lot of heat right now for him being a guest judge because
Yes.
it's pretty obvious he was rating people based off of looks and attractiveness. as opposed to their actual performance, which is not only degrading to the professional dancers, but also the men and women on this show who are trying to step out of their comfort zone or trying to create these beautiful dances. Like, do not rank people off of how attractive you think they are, and do not make comments about their looks or their body or how it would have been better if they wore something else. Like, that's just, did we really need that?
No, but people on TikTok and Instagram, whatever, they're like, that's what Gene Simmons is like, which is not right that he's like that. But people then are like, you shouldn't complain because that's how he is. And I'm like, no, no,
But like, let's think about how many other rock legends we could have had that would have looked at
yeah.
the dancing. And like, I get it, not a lot of, or I don't want to generalize and say rock people don't dance, but you don't have to, the whole point of the show is you don't have to be a dancer. You just have to appreciate the effort that went in and see if they took the notes that either their co-dancer or the judges gave to them. It's not hard to not rank people on their looks.
There's so many things he could have talked about, and
There could have
instead
been
he,
so many other judges, like
yeah,
guest judges. Like
I
really,
forget what I forget what he said to Chandler, but what like I don't remember what it is now, but I remember when I watched the clip, I was like, why would you say that? And then what he said to Whitney too,
yeah.
like, dude.
I don't know. It was just this week was a mess, and
But
we don't like it.
But I have to say, I was very impressed by majority of the dances for
Oh,
Caramel and Me. I thought they really showed up. And I live for Riley and Ezra's like behind the scenes content.
yes.
So funny. But yeah, so obviously we haven't been able to see episode 5. So when you guys are watching this, episode 5 will already have aired. What is your prediction for who's going home next week? Do you know it well enough to like make a guess of who would be going? That's a no.
I, I feel bad for saying I don't know, but like the two oldest men went home. So at this point, I don't really know who's gonna go home. A part of me feels like it's I don't know her name, but the lady who's from like Real Housewives.
Phaedra?
Yeah, I have a feeling she might be going home, but once again, her dance was good. So she was also ranked badly by Gene Simmons, who's surprised. Um, I'm just praying that Chandler gets to stay and Joey gets to stay.
Yeah, they're definitely not going home
Like
anytime. I think they might send Dwight home maybe because they've been very hard on Dwight.
they have, but you know what? I really loved his bob that he wore, like the wig. So I'm giving him hope.
Just based off the wig. I love
Yeah,
that.
he ate that up.
Well, when you guys are watching this, you can see if we were right at all. But we'll talk more about Dancing with the Stars as the season progresses. But staying on somewhat of a musical dancing track here, Hugh Jackman made a very exciting announcement last week that he has a residency at Radio City Music Hall in New York City next year in 2025 for 5 nights in January and then April, May, June, July, and August. He is coming with a show live from New York with Love. And he'll be singing a number of, or performing a number of acts from The Greatest Showman,
Les Mis.
there we go. And the number of other things he has done. But so it is a show hosted and starring Hugh Jackman. So it's very exciting. Gracie and I are already hoping we can go see it.
We love Hugh Jackman in this household.
But the general sale for tickets begins tomorrow, October 18th at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. Pre-sale was yesterday, I believe, when you guys are listening to this. So if you didn't get any pre-sale, tomorrow, October 18th is when the general sale starts.
And keeping it on the theme of men and dancing and performing, we have an unexpected surprise from Netflix. The Merry Gentleman is coming on November 20th, my birthday. Wow. What a
Oh, happy
treat.
birthday!
Starring Chad Michael Murray and Britt Robertson. And when I first saw this and sent it to Nicole, I thought it was a Hallmark movie or a Magic Mike movie. So I think we're getting a combination of both just based off of the pictures that I'll insert here. Um, yeah, what do you think of this? Because I feel like this is so unhinged for not only
I have to
Christmas, but like Netflix.
But Netflix's post made me laugh so hard, the caption that they put with it. So it says, what do you do to save a small town venue? Stage an all-male Christmas themed performance, of course. But Robertson and Chad Montgomery star in The Merry Gentleman, coming November 20th. But that sounds very much like a Hallmark caption.
You
What do you do to save a small town venue? That sounds very Hallmark. And then
know,
you look at
like
the promo
would
photo.
most people would think like a carnival or like whatever.
Yeah,
They're like strippers right now.
Chad Malcolm, which you know what?
They
They
know
are
their audience. And
they're not wrong.
you would do it too for a check.
So I'm very interested. I was reading an interview Chad Michael Murray did. I think it was with People was the quote where it was from. And he just said Netflix was pushing the envelope with this latest project. So go
You're
Netflix.
correct.
But this is not to be confused with The Merry Gentleman from 2008, which is a thriller action film starring Michael Keaton and Kelly MacDonald. So that's not what we're talking about, everyone. It is Chad Michael Murray's stripper Netflix Christmas film.
Anyway, moving on from that, away from strippers to wizards. Um, I don't know how to get away from that, but
What a connection.
yeah. Harry Potter, the new series, is set to release in 2026 with Max. It's being adapted into 7 seasons with 10 episodes each. Each season will be devoted to one book. I feel like this is such a risky gamble on Max's part because not only are you touching what's already iconic and has such a long longevity to it, but you're guaranteeing 7 seasons for
That
something
is a
people
lot.
haven't even watched yet. Like that's ridiculous.
Yeah. Like,
But
I don't know if they've said anything yet about how it's being released, but like, are they literally, they can't be releasing it like back to back.
my thing, who asked for this? Like
Yeah.
really, who asked for it? Why do we need a remake of Harry Potter that's going to be exactly like Harry Potter, just one, modernized, and two, in TV show form?
Like, the movie's already long enough. Go watch the movies. They got you covered.
And
Like,
acting, the casting,
yeah,
phenomenal.
okay, that's my thing. I wonder what the casting's going to be like because trying to recast all of them,
I
that
feel
is going
so
to be,
bad. I feel so
yeah.
bad for whoever gets cast in this.
Because whoever does get cast, the internet will have opinions, no matter how great they are, how close maybe they look to the already existing cast. Like,
I feel like they're gonna go for completely different looks, and that is going to get some people really upset. But also, I can so see J.K. Rowling's getting pissed off over this. Like,
and that
wait until more controversy comes out, and she's like,
that girl
I
is
got
already
it.
under fire enough. She has enough fire going for her in the past few years, or however many years it's been. So, yeah, I don't know about that one. I mean, it could be great. Who knows? Maybe it'll be amazing. But we will just have to wait until 2026 to see. But I do agree with you that 7 seasons, that's
That's
already guaranteeing 70 episodes. That is a lot. Like on a show that I feel like many people might have an issue with being made, especially because, like, we have the books, we have the films. I don't think a TV show is necessary, but hey,
you even have the plays.
yeah, yeah.
Like, why? Anyway, moving on to something that is still equally disappointing. Uh, Next year's Met Gala has been announced, and I think it's safe to say you and I, Nicole, are pretty disappointed in this.
I'm just not disappointed and not disappointed in the theme. We're confused about the chairs.
I'm confused about the chairs. I'm confused about the themes. I'm not feeling Met Gala. I'm feeling let's do the bare minimum.
Yeah, I could see that. I think honestly, for me with the Met Gala, I'm always very confused on what they're gonna do until we see it the day of and like see how people come. Because for the most part, usually the themes are very like this one's still up to interpretation, of course, to designers and stylists and whoever. But I think like a lot of the time we've seen like whimsical ideas and like campy themes. So it's kind of been like, what are people going to do for this? So next year's theme is Superfine, tailoring Black style. And the chairs are Coleman Domingo, Pharrell Williams, A$AP Rocky, Lewis Hamilton, and LeBron James. The one thing we were confused about is why is it all men? I don't
It's a
know.
valid question. Why are they all men? I'm not saying this to hate on men, but if you go back on any Met Gala theme, the one criticism a lot of people always have is why do the men just wear tuxes? Like half of them don't even try. I'm not saying all of them don't try. I'm saying majority of them don't try. But also, why not one woman? Like I get it's supposed to be tailoring and suits from what we understand, but that just seems so weird to me and kind of wrong in a way. That being said, I do love all of these chairs. I think they're all style icons, which is fantastic, but I am just very confused.
Yeah, so in British Vogue, I was looking at what the exhibition focuses on specifically for it at the gala. So yesterday when they announced or last week when they announced Superfine Tailoring Black Style, the upcoming Costume Institute show at the Metropolitan Museum of Art will take the Black dandy as its subject, examining the importance of clothing and style to the formation of Black identities in the Atlantic diaspora. And then they just speak a little bit more about the exhibition itself. But yeah, I think the theme will be amazing. Like, I think it's a great theme to see. And definitely, like, all these articles I look at when it first come up is like what it really means. So, again, we'll have lots of interpretations for each individual of what that means for them or their stylist or what they take from that era, specifically if they're focusing on what the exhibition's about. But I am just maybe there's a reason it's all men if it's about I don't know. But yeah. Up next, we have an exciting renewal announcement for fans of Reacher. It was renewed for season 4 at Prime Video.
I feel so bad because like I still haven't watched the latest seasons, but I'm such a fan of this show. Like I love this show. I just haven't had, well, I have had the time to watch it. But like when you have other stuff and you're just like, do I watch a show that came out a while ago or do I watch something new? That's what I've been struggling with. But I do love this show. I think the acting is phenomenal. I'm so happy they're getting a fourth season. Um, Alan Richardson, I've been loving him for a long time, and they filmed a bunch of it near my hometown, so I got a special place for this show.
Love that. I love that. Another cat announcement with shows this time casting. Aaron Pierre has been cast as Jon Stewart in HBO's upcoming Lantern series, and this follows their announcement from a few weeks back that we talked about, I believe 2 episodes back, when Kyle Chandler was announced to play Hal Jordan in the same series. So that is 2 casting updates for Lanterns, and most people I've seen online are very, very excited about this casting announcement. So I think this promises to be an exciting show to keep an eye out for when it comes out.
I'm just praying for a Ryan Reynolds cameo somewhere. I think that would be so funny.
Oh man.
Will it happen? Probably not, but I choose to stay delusional.
Hey, you're speaking it into existence. That happened
Yeah.
many times.
We do like doing that here. We do. More announcements in the movie and TV world. Matt Damon is set to star in Christopher Nolan's unnamed summer 2026 release that will be with Universal Pictures. Obviously, based on what I just said, not a lot is known about this film other than people love Christopher Nolan and people love Matt Damon. So people are already at the theaters. They're sat, they got their popcorn, they're ready to go.
They will be there July of 2026 from now until then.
Mhm. I'm interested to see what this duo has. So,
I'm just very interested to see what Nolan's going to explore next, what theme and topics he's going to pull out of the hat next. Speaking of announcements, we have Sydney Sweeney and Amanda Seyfried are set to star in the film adaptation of The Housemaid, coming with Lionsgate, directed by Paul Feig.
I haven't read this book, um, but it is on my to be read list. If I pull up my Goodreads right now, it is on there.
If
Um,
we go back to the last 24 episodes and talk about what films, TV shows, and movie film, TV shows, and books on our read and watch lists, we'd be in trouble. We
Literally,
would.
we are so out of date for what we're supposed to be on top of. I just keep saying it. We don't have the time. Like, there's so much good content that's coming out that you don't want to already fall further behind. So you're like, I'll just watch the new stuff or read the new stuff instead of whatever. And I also procrastinate. So that's my fault.
There's that too.
But I don't know. What do you think about this? People on the internet
I'm
seem pretty happy.
Yeah, I'm with you. I didn't read the book, but I did like the little casting or the announcement videos that they did on Instagram. Sydney Sweeney kind of posted like the holding the book. She was reading it and like moved her face over from it. And then Amanda Seyfried did, but yeah, she was just basically talking into the camera and then she posted on her account. And then the account for the film as well. So I thought that was kind of cute. And then Paul also posted a video just of the book and things like that. So they all kind of did their own like little TikTok, Instagram reel thing, and then they got posted all on the same account. But yeah, people who read the book on in comments online seem to be excited about this. So I think I'm excited for this duo too. I think that these two would work very well together, I feel like. So I'm very excited to see what they produce on the screen.
And last up on our list of news from the past few days, Goosebumps is back for another season. This one is called Goosebumps: The Vanishing, and it streams January 10th on Disney Plus and Hulu. And it stars David Schwimmer as the newest cast member. I love how long Goosebumps has been going on for, not just this particular series, but like in general. That's crazy to me. Like, I remember reading these when I was little, and the fact that it's still popular and still finding new ways to stay relevant is iconic to me. But I do like this latest series because it does feel a bit more like a thriller as opposed to just a straight comedy that we had in the movies with Jack Black. So I'm excited to see what happens this season. Obviously, first season was good because we got a renewal. But what are your thoughts on this?
I agree with you. I think it's fun to see continuations of movies and shows or just universes that we grew up with. I loved the books when I was younger. I feel like I was just like in the same phase as like Goosebumps, Drama Stilton, The Fairies.
Yes.
What are those fairy books
The
called? The
fairy dot. Yeah, I was going through all mine the other day and I was like, wow, I had a lot.
those like the candy apple books. Oh, I loved those.
Mhm.
And then like Diary of a Wimpy Kid and Dork Diaries lived on those ones. So
Dear Dumb Diary. Do you remember that?
yes, the Ali Finkel books too. Okay,
Mhm.
anyways, we can go on for this for a while. But Goosebumps was one I especially loved, and the Jack Black movies, like you're talking about, were fun to see too, because those came out when I was like preteen, I think. So I definitely remember going to seeing those at the theater. But I'm glad to see that they're still carrying this on, that generations past or generations now coming after us are also still enjoying the series. So I'm very interested to see how David Schwimmer adapts into the world of Goosebumps.
Yeah, and also this is how you do correct re-adaptations. Like, tell me what they're doing that every single one they've made, for the most part, has been thoroughly enjoyed by people, as opposed to people being like, nobody asked for this, stop it, get help. So take notes, anyone who wants to make an adaptation or rerun or whatever.
Here it is. Although the one thing I was saying to Gracie, I was like, before we started filming, was that I found it so interesting when they release certain projects. Like, so they've announced it now that this new season is coming in January. But it's spooky season now. Why are we only announcing it now and then putting it on in January, right after Christmas? Like I'm feeling like January 10th, I'm still in the Christmas mood. Why am I watching
Bro, that's
Goosebumps?
like Boxing Day. What are you talking about?
Christmas is still amongst us.
Okay. Anyway, moving away from news, what was your weekly watch, Nicole?
Okay, well,
I was
yeah.
thinking about this last night and I was like, what am I gonna say? It's only been like 2 days.
Me too. I was like, I definitely haven't seen any movies. Over the past few days, I've been catching up on season 4 of Only Murders in the Buildings. Only Murders in the Building, not buildings. Only Murders in the Building. um, which this is what I'm on top of. See, this is one I said I would watch, and I am watching it. So be proud of me. What about you?
I've still yet to watch it. I'm waiting for the entire season to come out.
It's fair.
Um,
We're on episode seven.
yeah,
Seven came.
so well, after the first three, I was like, you know what? I'm already behind. Might as well wait until the whole season comes out.
Might as well be really behind.
Yeah, so that's my plan. But I watched Tell Me Lies, the new episode, because it's my weekly watch every week, because I write reviews on it. And it's safe to say after two seasons, I'm still very unimpressed with this show.
I was like, okay, where are we now? Because because this new season started when we were at TIFF. And so every day, not every day, but Grace would be giving me updates as she was watching it. She'd be like, oh, I have to go home and watch the show.
Okay. It's not that I hate it, but it's one of those shows that are so irritating for the fact that it could easily be solved. Like all of these problems could easily be solved. And I know that makes good TV, but like go to therapy, get good friends, focus on school, just do anything but what you're doing now.
I think it's so funny too because we talked about this last week, I think, but my TikTok is filled with Tell Me Lies TikToks now because Gracie and I talk about it and I sent her like one. I made the mistake of sending her one
Yeah,
TikTok and now it's my entire feed. But everyone that I get for the most part is like, I love the show,
best
whatever.
show
And I'm
ever.
like, wow, very different
I know,
opinions. I'm
I'm
like, I
like,
feel like now I watch it.
maybe I'm just delusional and I hated drama in school, but I will say the acting in this is phenomenal. Like, I have trouble telling where the acting starts and where the actual people are, um, which is great for them. And I think they're so talented, and the script is obviously amazing, just with the fact that people can relate to it, but also really dislike it, because maybe they see themselves in it or they see a friend. So, despite me being irritated with it, there are very good parts about it as well.
Love to hear it. Love to hear it. What is your song of the week?
My song of the week, I've been listening to this for a few days now. Um, Spot a Fake by Ava Max. I love Ava Max to begin with. So when she released this new project, I was so excited to hear what it was like. And you can definitely hear the songwriting in it because it is off of like personal experiences that she's had. But I just think she is such a powerhouse and so underrated. So definitely go listen to her new song. What was your song of the week, Nicole?
Mine are three songs because Megan Maroney released her extended version of Am I Okay, the album that came out a little earlier this year. So it's titled Am I Okay? And in brackets it says I'll Be Fine. And the three new tracks we got were Break It Right Back, Bless Your Heart, and I'll Be Fine. They're definitely slower songs. So I know some people were like, oh, at least one maybe upbeat song, but I think all three are fantastic. And I love at the end of I'll Be Fine when everyone kind of joins in, like whoever was in the studio with her and they were recording it. She goes, guys, it can't be over yet. And then they all come back in and they sing like just a little bit of the chorus together. I thought it was so cute. Had just to wrap it up with a nice little bow. And obviously the play on words of like the first track on the album is Am I Okay? And the last one is I'll Be Fine. So I think it's very cute and I love what she did with that. And Megan Maroney can do no wrong. She's the queen. So
She
I
can
love
do wrong though. She can come to Toronto when you're in Australia.
yeah, let's not talk about that. But that is it for our weekly watches and song of the week. So to end it all off, what are our upcoming releases for this week and weekend, Gracie?
So starting off October 18th, we have Smile 2. I feel like you 100% have been long awaiting this, but I'm kind of like getting into the phase where I want to watch it, but I still don't like spooky, scary things. So we are both very excited, just on different rankings.
You know what, guys? You know what this means? I am slowly convincing Gracie to love horror movies. We
I
have
don't know about that.
we've seen the progression, and I feel like it started here, and we're like here.
No, I think it was definitely the marketing for the movie that really sold me
Marketing's been
because it's
fantastic.
been everywhere.
Yeah. At
So,
least I'm really hoping the whole trend does not come back where when the first one came out, movie theater employees would like literally just stand and smile at people as they walked out of the theater. And I'm really hoping we don't bring that back because that'll send me into like cardiac arrest.
well, I was saying this to Nicole before we recorded. I've been wanting to watch Smile 1 for a while, um, but I'm just so scared about like things actually happening. And I know that's so dumb to say, but my anxiety can't take that. So I'm like, if I watch that movie and then someone smiles at me, I'm gonna freak out. I'm probably gonna cry. But then I'm also sitting here and I blame that on the movie Truth or Dare because at the end of the film, they upload a YouTube video where they basically are playing the game to whoever watches it. And that freaked me out when I watched it because I was like, I can't go on YouTube. I don't want to be a part of this. I don't want to die. So
I don't want to be a part of this.
I freak myself out and I know it's a movie, but that's who I am. That's the difference between Nicole and I. So moving away from that, we also have Woman of the Hour, which is on Netflix. I know we mentioned it last episode because it was doing a limited theater release, but it is officially on Netflix, October 18th. So do not worry if you didn't get to see it in the theaters.
Yes, and another film we also have coming for its full release that we mentioned last week is We Live in Time. So that is fully coming out in theaters tomorrow on October 18th. Last week it was a limited theatrical release, but we are finally getting it full release tomorrow on the 18th, which is very exciting. But another film we also have coming to theaters is Anora, which if you have not heard any buzz about, I'd be shocked because it has been everywhere. It won the Palme d'Or at Cannes this year. It was at TIFF. It was at Telluride. Was it at yeah, I forget where else, but a few other places as well. And it's just been nothing but positive reviews. I've seen it. I thought it was fantastic. Definitely worth a watch for sure. I hope it gets a lot of buzz in awards season, which it's already predicting to do very well. And I can definitely see that happening. So very excited for everyone else outside of the festival world to be able to see this film.
Yeah. And then ending off October 18th, Netflix has, I think it's a film mixed with documentary, The Man Who Loved UFOs. It is about obviously a man who loves UFOs, but he has been credited with the most in-person experiences with extraterrestrials and UFOs. So definitely interesting for those of you who want to learn more about space and aliens and what goes into chasing them.
Wow, he has done a lot of work to get that title.
For real. You know what? Props to him. Well deserved.
And then going into the weekend on Saturday, October 19th, we have the 2024 Rock and Roll Hall of Fame special on Disney Plus at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
And then October 21st, we have Carved, which is a new movie on Hulu. And we also have the season 6 premiere of What We Do in the Shadows, which is on FX. And I know there's a lot of hype around this show. So fans are counting down the days until this new season comes out.
And then on October 23rd on Netflix, we have Family Pack, which is a film. IMDb says when night falls and the players have their eyes closed, werewolves make victims among the villagers. Sounds a little scary. So yes, that is on Netflix on October 23rd.
And then on October 24th, we have Territory, which follows the world's largest livestock farm that's left without a successor and the most powerful factions in the Australian outback. Miners, landowners, cowboys, and gangsters start preparing for weapons and just big fights. So that'll be on Netflix, and it'll be interesting to see how that does because usually Netflix does pretty good with their action and crime.
They've been definitely stepping up their game. I've been impressed with their that specific genre on Netflix over the last little while. But also going to Prime Video on October 24th, we have Canary Black, which is also an action thriller film starring Kate Beckinsale, Ray Stevenson. So that one looks interesting if you're into the action thriller genre as well.
And lastly on our list, also October 24th, Tyler Perry's Beauty in Black will be released on Netflix. This new series follows two women on very different life trajectories on a collision course towards each other, and they're just basically trying to find how they're entangled in each other's lives and survive that. So Tyler Perry always has some pretty interesting things going on, so I'm excited to see what he brings with this one.
Yeah, it'll be a great one for sure. I love his work. He's always it seems definitely branching out from some things we've seen from him his past filmography, like most recent ones. So it's always very exciting to see a filmmaker kind of change of pace genre-wise. So that'll be good.
But that is everything we have this week in news and entertainment. So thank you for listening to episode 24 of As Seen on Screen. I'm Gracie.
I'm Nicole, and you can find us wherever you get your podcasts on Spotify and YouTube. We will see you next week.
Bye.